at Arkansas. They're coming off a couple losses, Ari. They lost to Ole Miss. They lost a heartbreaker at Memphis. Late fumble sets up Memphis to win the game. Now Notre Dame comes. This is going to be an interesting game both ways because we are going to learn a lot about Notre Dame's defense here, I think. I think we watched the Texas A&M game, got very concerned about Notre Dame's defense, and I said last week, I think Notre Dame's defense is going to be fine. I think we're going to find out that Texas A&M's offense is very good. Now, Arkansas's offense is also pretty good. Their defense, not so much. I'm not as worried about Notre Dame scoring here. Notre Dame is going to score. But I just want to know how much is Arkansas going to score? How much is Taylor Green going to do against this Notre Dame defense? Because they were scoring just fine against Ole Miss and scoring just fine against Memphis.
Yeah, well, I think that we both agree that the over is the play here. I believe that it opened at 62.5 and has now moved to 64.5.
Were you looking at my notes?
No,
because I don't even usually pick the total, and in this one I did pick the total, and we both picked the total.
Yeah, we both picked the total. I think. See.
Yeah. All right, but this is a bonus pick. I don't know if we count this in the stats, River, but Ari and I both have it. This feels like the easiest total of the year so far.
Yeah.
This feels like the most obvious over, and it's 64.5. It's a big number, but it feels like the most obvious over we've seen all year.
Yeah. Which means it's probably going to finish 31-20.
Exactly.
But like, I think that Notre Dame is going to win this football game. I also think that 5.5 points is a lot of points in this situation because Notre Dame is also in a little bit of a desperate situation. You know, like it is it's trying to get a win.
The whole year's desperation. Marcus Freeman said to them, and I thought it was interesting, he said to the team before the Purdue game, he's like, don't forget you're 0-2. Like, we're not going to pretend you didn't lose 2 games. Your backs are against the wall.
Yeah, that's right. And I think that if you do trust anybody to get them out of the hole, it's Marcus Freeman because they literally just did it last year. But I think that this idea that they're just going to run through the rest of their schedule and never have to sweat now is completely misnomer.
False. Yeah.
It's not true. And like Arkansas, you know, you're hearing a lot of, you know, I don't know about on you, but I see on Twitter a lot of the you know, Sam Pittman is officially finished and, you know, will Bobby Petrino finish out the year?
I don't look at these last 2 results as definitive proof that Sam Pittman's a bad coach.
Like Arkansas stinks.
Like they were right in it with Ole Miss and Memphis. So it's both good. Like Ole Miss and Memphis could both be playoff teams this year if things shake out the right way.
So I am actually not just going to step my foot into the Notre Dame goes coast to coast, wire to wire for the rest of the year and wins all their games easily the way that they did last year. I think that this is going to be a tough game. And until I see something from Notre Dame's defense that proves that they are very good, or not bad, I should say. And I think that A&M's offense is really, really good. So I think that part of the reason why they gave up 41 points is because A&M's going to score more than 30 on just about everybody they play this year. But I do think that there is a opening there for Arkansas and Taylor Green, who has been very good offensively this year, to score some points. And I think this might be a very close, exciting, high-scoring football game where the final score is, 5.5 or less. So I'm going to take the points.
So you ready for a stat about the Arkansas defense?
Sure. Is it bad?
They gave up the same amount of yards per play against Ole Miss and Memphis. 6.8 yards per play. It was bad. Bad.
Oh, wow. That stat is really, really close because it's not 6.8. It's 6.79. So it's super precise.
Exactly. So they played 70 plays against Ole Miss and gave up 475 yards. They played 72 plays against Memphis and gave up 489. The splits were different because Memphis ran for a lot more than Ole Miss did. But if you're Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price,
and if you're licking
your chops in this
rushing
game
in the last game, Andy, you're looking at that. And
Notre Dame is not the team you want to see in that situation. No.
Yeah. And I do kind of, I am a little bit concerned maybe about the total if Notre Dame, controls the ball on the ground and is, rushing for chunks of 5 and 6. They might not.
I don't know, but the problem is that it might be like Michigan against Nebraska, where they're not rushing for chunks of 5 or 6, they're rushing for chunks of 50 and 60.
Yeah, so it happens like on the first play of a drive at their own 20-yard line. Yeah, if that happens, then we're good. As long as it's not long, sustained 14-play drives where the ball's being rushed, 10 out of the 14 plays, I think we'll be fine.
I'm going to tell you about Academy Sports and Outdoors. Huddle up, football fans. Tailgate season is here, and nobody gets SEC fans ready for game day like Academy Sports and Outdoors. Swing by your local Academy store or shop online at academy.com to find grills, jerseys, and more. Fun can't lose, and neither can you with tailgate gear from Academy. Academy Sports and Outdoors is the official sporting goods and outdoor retailer of the SEC, and they will be ready to party at Arkansas.
I am not fading Notre Dame as much as I am confident in Arkansas's offense. I think that they deserve that through the first month of the season, and I think it's going to be a really good game, Andy.
Yeah, the Arkansas offense has been one of the more pleasant surprises this season. It sucks that it didn't manifest itself in a win in either of the last two games, and I feel bad for them on that front. But Talon Green, so far, completing 64% of his passes, 1,191 yards. He's averaging 9.5 yards per attempt. He's got 12 TDs and 4 interceptions. So he's been outstanding this year so far. And of course, it's a great name show. I've already mentioned Hollywood Smothers a couple times.
Yeah.
We're about to mention Ephesians Prysock.
Yeah.
But now we got to talk about Omega Blake, who is Arkansas's leading receiver, 24 catches on the season and 3 TDs. Omega Blake is a great name.
Yeah. We had a very simple, normal name. I don't know if you were going to go off the deep end at any point when you guys were thinking about what you were going to name your kids.
No, they
Maggie
were
and
always,
Will are pretty right down the middle there.
Yeah, we were pretty boring. But Omega, that's an awesome name.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So what side are you?
Oh, I'm going Notre Dame to cover. I think Notre Dame is going to run up a lot of points in this game. I think they're going to give up some, but I am curious about the Notre Dame defense. Are we going to come out of this game saying Notre Dame will have to outscore every good team they play in a shootout, or will the defense be able to keep this score to something manageable and then Notre Dame just rolls offensively?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's necessarily the second thing, but I don't think it's the first thing either. I think it's something in between where Arkansas puts up a respectable number of points, but Notre Dame ends up pulling away there at the end.
Yeah, I can see it happening.
So I will take.
You're going to be wrong, but I can see it.
Yeah,
happening.
I'll take Notre Dame to cover the 5.5. Ari and I both believe this game is going over 64.5.
Smash the under.
Yeah, fade us, please. We're idiots.
The good news about you and I going on opposite ends of games too is just when people see the graphic, because they put our names on the same graphic, people are, these guys are idiots. It's well, one of us is going to be right.
Well, it's so funny because last week I didn't have anybody say, "Oh, rip to your picks this week," and my picks were terrible.
Yeah.
The week before I had multiple people saying your picks are awful. You're going to have a terrible week, and I went 6-3.
Yeah.
And I'm not the kind of person who would go find those tweets and be like, "Oh, how'd you do this weekend? How'd it go for you?"
Yeah.
Because those people lost a lot of money that weekend if they were actually betting their own money on this stuff.
Yeah. I always just say, if you think I'm an idiot and rip my picks up, then listen, this is a perfect tool for you to fade. These are my picks. And if you don't like them, then you can do what you want with them.
Yeah, exactly.